unmute me, but I'll be ready.
Hi guys, thanks for coming. So glad to see you all. Um, we're having issues, or I'm having issues with my internet, so hopefully everything will go well, go very smoothly. It's already showing I'm talking so good. Yay! So we're doing all right. Okay, so let me get to where we kind of left off last week, and I'm going to first say welcome. Thank you all for coming. Like, share on all of that so we can get some more people in here. I miss everybody, so I'm hoping some more people start coming in. Okay, so I have my trusty sidekick, Mouse Toes, here. I'm going to let her say hi, introduce herself. For those that are watching this for the first time, whether live or in the recorded video later, I want you to know about her and about her channel.
Well, I am happy to be here as always, and we have Mountain Man in our audience, who I would like to say has found love, and who deserves it more than that rockin' cat? Nobody.
That's right. He's a sweetheart. Love him. I'm so happy for him. And I friended her on Facebook. She seems like such a sweetheart. She loves the Lord. I think she'll probably just tell him like it is if he needs it. So I think it's good. I like her.
Good. Oh, that is wonderful. And ask everybody to who can or is willing to please pray for the East Coast with Hurricane Matthew. Yeah. I'm evacuating from my house outside Charleston tomorrow. Now they have a mandatory evacuation like starting Thursday, but I was planning on leaving when I saw this thing on Sunday. So, and my husband is remaining behind, which I'm not crazy about. So say some prayers that he remains safe. But look, what's Nassau, Bahamas has taken a direct hit, the most populated area. And you know how devastated Haiti's going to be. Yeah, that already suffer in incredible poverty. But just say some prayers, because you got over 8 million people in the path of this storm, and it could be ugly. So I'm going to a friend's house. And I'm very excited about that she's given me a safe harbor in the place we lived before we moved here. And I would like to point out she is the only friend who has offered me a safe harbor, other than people who texted and said, what hotel are you staying at? Maybe we can meet for dinner. Yeah, because I'm rich and I can stay in a $189 Hampton Inn for undetermined.
Well, closer, you can stay here.
Yeah, yes.
My dog hair nested house. You can stay.
So anyway, keep that in your prayers, and I'm just happy to be part of your chat, and I always look forward to it, Oily.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate everything you do here. You really do make the show, truthfully. I don't think anybody show up to just watch me and my boring self.
I show up to watch you.
Oh, that's just you're being kind. Okay, well, if you guys haven't subbed up Mouse Toes channel, you need to go do it. Check it out. She has an awesome beginner's video on canning. She does subsequent canning videos. She cooks. And the reason why We Tree Bonsai calls her evil is because she puts amazing food videos out there, and it makes all of us just crave it and salivate to the point we have to go and try it. So you have to check out her channel.
I get you in the kitchen at 11 p.m. That's not what We Tree wants.
Yeah, 11 p.m., 12 p.m., whenever you watch that video, you'll just be like, okay, now I have to try it. Now I'm hungry. I'm craving. I gotta go. I gotta go. That's why I'm trying this new thing. It's called Slim Roast Coffee from Valentis. If it works for me, I am going to start letting people sign up under me if they want. But basically, hey, Patrick Nobles, I'm so happy to see you. Yeah, it's okay. I'm just happy you're here. Anyway, it's just like an instant coffee drink, and it does not have any Splenda or anything like that in it. It's all natural. I was checking it out. Nothing that I can't take, and I don't remember off the top of my head what's in there. But anyway, It's a weight management coffee, and you just drink it in the morning. Wait at least 30 minutes before you take any food or drink or food or medicine, and then so I'm trying it. I'm on like day 3 or day 4. A lot of people lose about an average of a pound a day so far that I've seen. My sister's lost about a pound a day, give or take, so, and several inches. So we'll see. It doesn't make me jittery or anything, so that's good. And so I'm hoping it'll work and work along with the other stuff that I'm already taking. Okay, let's see. Mouse Toes, do you want to give a Peachy update real quick?
Yes, Peachy's husband put on his Facebook page that Peachy has been moved to a nursing facility, and they have removed the trach from her throat. Now, they had to do that for 2 incidents. In the hospital, sometimes they had to tie her hand down to keep her from pulling at her trach and her feeding tube. But in ICU, a lot of times they call that ICU psychosis, because they're so heavily medicated. They don't understand where they are, and they don't really intend to do it. Well, she's less medicated now, and she was able to breathe. Now she's breathing through her own nose, and the hole will slowly close up. And her gases and those kind of things are good. And she's getting occupational and speech therapy now. So, and of course, she's off those heavy medications that brought her blood pressure down, and just more prayer requests. Just keep praying there. And our little awesome, the Peachy Prepper, will get it back together, because she is an incredibly kind person. Very, very loving individual, and too young to have this massive stroke. Oh, and an update on Tommy. Now, Tommy is still in, I'm a Redneck Cockerham, is still in rehab, I think, or the hospital. And while he's going through that and he's in a wheelchair, he messaged me today on Facebook to make sure I'm okay. And where am I going? And he's going to be worried until it passes, and then he knows our house is okay. So really nice of a guy in a wheelchair going through heck, and, still reaches out. We really do have a community of people who care about each other. We're not just YouTube screen names, right, Oily? If you needed something, I'd be out there. And, we are a good village of caring.
Yeah, it really is like a family. I mean, you can end up with a rotten apple, of course, that happens, but really, truthfully, I've found some lifelong friends on here, and I'm so grateful for that. I really am.
Yes, and we share knowledge and information like WeTree does, like Peachy did about supplements and herbs, and you do with the oils and alternatives for us, because prescriptions are just too costly, and gosh knows what's in them. You end up with, I like when they say on TV, ask your doctor about it. Side effects could include death. Okay,
and they don't have time to remember all those side effects. There's no way.
Right.
The person that asks is your pharmacist, because they will really do the research for you. They really will. I love my new pharmacist, by the way. Hey, Jay Watterson.
Okay.
Good to see you.
JW, you stop that with your confirmed spoiler alert, or we are going to hunt you down and whoop you like a barred mule. Hey, Fuzz Fork 8.
Have you, Mouse, have you been watching the Fear the Walking Dead?
I missed 2 episodes because the people are lethargic, man. I'm like, is there Valium in the water? It's like the resting dead face of the mom. Travis is like, let's peace, love, and, unicorn farts. And this last one, only because people on Facebook said, oh, finally, I watched The Late Show on Sunday, and finally we kicked some booty and got an attitude of like, because I'm gonna survive, okay? I'm going out swinging. I ain't going out like no sucker punch, like, oh, love and unicorn farts. So I got excited over this last one, but I have not liked it at all because they're so dead.
Hey, Rain, good to see you. Yeah, I tell you what, I've been having that trouble too. Rain Country said that Google must have unsubscribed her. Yeah, I've noticed, like, I'll get 2 or 3 subscribers, and then it'll backtrack another couple. So I'll go forward a few and back a few, and it just keeps going back and forth and back and forth. I don't know what the deal is, but it's just awful. I'm having to redo subs like Wheatree just said all the time. Just all the time. Hi, tie-dye butterfly! Yay!
Tie-dye butterfly. That was funny. What a great screen name.
I just love her. I love her. Tell Hayden hi for me. Well, I'll give you a quick update on my my little Miss CJ here. She's probably gained about 5 pounds since I found her last week or the week before last. She's doing awesome. She is very strong. She's back to her little scrappy do self, and you know where she was gonna eat the mailman alive today, and he just stood there and smiled at her and laughed. And her wound was so deep, like about 2.5, 3 inches up under her armpit. And now it's at about a 1/2 inch. So it's healing very nicely between the Young Living stuff that I'm using and the stuff the vet gave me. Absolutely loving having her back home. Hey, Kay Candy. So I'm just very excited and just immensely blessed and just grateful to have her back. And still, I feel like I'm going to be Peach. Well, please keep Peachy and Tommy in your prayers. I know Tommy, I'm a redneck Cockerham. He's been dealing with some depression because of being stuck in this wheelchair. Try to keep his spirits up and encouraging him to think positive and speak positive over himself, you know, because the Bible says life and death are held in the tongue. So we want to speak positive things. So anyway, all right. So is there anything that I need to address before I get started?
No, I can usually corral the cats. Fuzz Fork 8 is blocking things that JW says, but we can work on that. So I got that covered.
Oh yeah, please don't block other people. Let my moderator do it, please.
Wait, Oily. I got the giggles, and I could tell you, it's a joke. It's where you put in brackets next to your name, comment deleted or blocked by Fuzzfork 8. JW did it. So Fuzzfork's innocent.
And now JW's wanting a wrench.
Right. So I didn't get to finish because I had the giggles. I had to quit talking.
Oh, y'all are just being turds, huh?
Yes.
Y'all on a regular live chat pretty soon. I made up a lovely little blues song today while I was in the tub, because it never fails that I have long hair, and when I'm in the tub, I like to lay down in the tub and soak to help my muscles because I have fibromyalgia, and I'll get out, and it never fails. I always have hair in my butt crack. So I made up a song called The Hair in My Butt Crack Blues today. So I will have to write that down and share that at some point. I wish I could play the guitar. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there and give you a good laugh.
Only you, Oily, only you.
I got the hair in my butt crack balloon.
It's long and it's hanging in my butt crack, and it's making me mad.
Mouse is gonna start snorting, just wait.
I couldn't find the mute button again.
Okay, we better get started because I have to continue the lesson that I had last week. Anyway, so let me get a drink and then we'll get started.
Wet your whistle.
Okay, and I'm going to try to type in the external, like if I come across, mention an essential oil or blend or something that it is kind of a confusing sounding, I'll try to spell it out for you in the external. So, okay, So I kind of started on the kidney thing, but I'm going to kind of refresh on that because I didn't complete everything on the kidney thing last week. So we're continuing our discussion on pain, and I'm going to try to finish it up tonight. So some parts I'm going to try to, Charlie horse. Charlie horses, of course, you need to be taking stuff that has some potassium in it, but also just simple thing like wintergreen right here. Awesome. It's very inexpensive. It's under $15, probably like 11, 12 bucks, something like that. And it just takes about 3 drops with some coconut or olive oil. And I usually just put my fractionated coconut oil or olive oil in my little dropper, and then just put a few drops in my hand and then add my oil to it, my essential oil to it. So that works really well. And yes, like Wheatree said, a lot more water too. But yeah, wintergreen is one of my all-time favorites. They also have this, it's called Cool Azul Pain Cream. It is kind of expensive though. So I would always try wintergreen first, because it's the cheapest and it usually does the job. So on a lot of pain. So, let's see. Yeah, an oily sing-along. Yeah, that would be an event. Oh, that would be nice. I think I'd probably need needle nose pliers, though, fuzz fork. Okay, so according to Healthline.com, the kidneys are 2 bean-shaped organs that extract waste from the blood, balance body fluids from urine, and aid in the important functions of the body. According to the EOPR, which is my Essential Oils Pocket Reference by Life Science Publishing, they help regulate blood pressure, filter over 200 quarts of blood each day, and remove over 2 quarts of waste products and water. If the kidneys don't function properly, then all of the waste that they are supposed to filter can remain in the blood, causing damage. High blood pressure can be caused by the kidneys not functioning properly. The Essential Oils Pocket Reference says that symptoms of poor kidney function are infrequent or inefficient urination, swelling, especially around the ankles, labored breathing due to fluid accumulation in the chest. The single oils, which are oils that are just oil and an oil that just contains one oil, like this wintergreen here, are grapefruit, lemon, geranium, and juniper. The blends are Digize, and I'll type that out here. Digize, GLF, and Juvaflex. And those are blends, meaning 2 or more oils are blended together. Supplements that are recommended are K and B, which stands for kidney and bladder. Digest and Cleanse, and those can be used depending on each oil's individual label directions. So just, if you order those from someone, you'll want to do that. And by the way, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse. All of these things are just things that my family uses, or that the Essential Oils Pocket Reference book recommends. And I do have kidney issues. Matter of fact, I have a lot of issues with kidney infections, and right now, my doctor has prescribed me Cipro. And if anybody's read on Cipro, you know that it has a black box warning, which means you should not take it unless it's like a last resort, because it causes so many issues. It can cause spontaneous ruptures of tendons and things like that. So I have that prescription in there if my essential oils don't work, because a kidney infection and bladder infection can be very, very detrimental to your health. So I do have it in there, but I'm hoping I don't have to use it, and then I'll just save it if I ever have an anthrax issue. But right now, for my kidney infection, I'm using topically as an essential oil called Purification, and Thieves essential oil, and peppermint, and oregano. I'm using all of those topically, and then I'm taking everything but the purification in a capsule, about 3 drops each, and then filling the rest of the capsule with my little olive oil dropper thing, and taking that internally several times a day. So, you know, I don't just say this, you know, just to try to, because I don't sell these. Hey, Farmer Meemaw, glad you're here. Welcome. I don't recommend these and then just not use them. Sorry, that's my little scrappy do. But I use them, and I'm not against medication, but I think that needs to be a last resort if at all possible. If you can deal with it naturally, that's what you need to do. So with that being said, I'll keep going here. Okay, so the pocket reference says that for kidney inflammation and infection, nephritis symptoms can range from none to urine appearing smoky or red, a feeling of discomfort in the lower back, drowsiness, and nausea. It says to reduce infection to drink a gallon of water mixed with 8 ounces of unsweetened cranberry juice daily and use these products. The singles are cumin, cistus, frankincense, helichrysum, lemongrass, rosemary, geranium, and thyme. The blends are Melrose, Purification, Longevity, and Thieves. Supplements are Mineral Essence, ICP, Juva Power, Inner Defense, Super C, Super, and then the letter C, and then Life 5, Digest and Cleanse, and K and B. And this doesn't mean you have to use all of these. These are just in the order of what's recommended. I personally, on my kidney infections, I use the Thieves and the Purification and oregano because it's highly antibacterial over topically, and then I do, like I said, the Thieves and all of that internally. And I also take something like this, which is a concentrated cranberry pill. What do you need, Joseph? Oh. And then let's see. So those are things that I do. I don't mess with all the other. If you have a chronic kidney issue, then yes, I would go ahead and be taking something that's more long term. For kidney stones, the pocket reference says that there are 4 types of kidney stones. Stones made from calcium are the most common. Stones made from magnesium and ammonia, which is a struvite stone. Stones made from uric acid stones, made from cysteine, are the rarest. Symptoms of stones include persistent penetrating pain in the side or lower back, blood in the urine, and fainting. It recommends drinking at least 6 to 8 ounce glasses of water a day, or 6 to 8 ounce glasses of water a day to help flush the stones. And the singles recommended are the helichrysum, which I typed over there, lemon. Lemon is awesome. In a capsule, I would do a capsule full of lemon 3 or 4 times a day, or put like 10 drops of lemon in an 8 ounce glass of water and drink it down 3 times a day till I got rid of that puppy. You can also put it topically, but internally is always the best. Frankincense, geranium, juniper, orange, and wintergreen. Wintergreen may help some with the pain too, although, I mean, that is just a deep penetrating pain. I know it is. My son has issues with kidney stones. And sometimes the essential oils don't work and you have to do something different, but it's worth a try. But you have to stick with it. It's not something you use once and say, well, that didn't help, and then you just go on doing something else. You have to stay with it, stick with it and be good. Cranberry juice, yes, is very good. This concentrated cranberry is actually better because it's more concentrated and then you just drink a lot of water with it. which I use Cranactin, Cranactin also. So I've been going between these two. This is a once daily because it's so concentrated. But if you've got a urinary tract infection or kidney infection, I do this a couple of times a day at least. Okay, any questions or, oh, hold on, let me finish this part. Supplements include K and B, Polyzyme, Essential Zyme, and Detoxzyme. It also recommends, of course, apple cider vinegar, which is awesome for it. Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, earlier, JW suggested to you if you quit drinking rot gut whiskey, your situation might improve.
But that ruined all my fun.
Okay, that's true. But then he talked about cranberry and pomegranate, and Mountain Man said beer, and I was typing in there that wheelchair-bound people, when I worked at a children's hospital, even boys as young as 15, they didn't have non-alcoholic beer then when paralyzed. A beer a day helped enormously to flush that out. But I'm with you. I really like when I get it for cranberry juice, but I like what you're showing.
Yeah, and I don't like the taste of beer, so that's also another option. But yes, I've heard beer can be very good for the kidneys if it's not in excess. Can be very damaging to your organs if it's in excess. So.
And newsflash, the derp Linkster has arrived.
Derp! Hey! That's awesome. I sure have missed y'all. I'm so glad people are showing up this week. I was wondering if I was needing to change my time, but I think it's because Google has not been sending out notifications like it should be. So.
Yep.
Anyway, all right. Well, cool. All right. Stomach ache. The Essential Oils Pocket Reference book recommends singles are Roman chamomile, lavender, blue tansy, cedarwood, marjoram, rose, sandalwood, frankincense, valerian. The blends are Trauma Life, Humility, Harmony, Rutabaga, Valor, Peace and Calming, two different words, but it's one blend. Tranquil. The supplements include Super B, the letter B, Super C, multigreens, Mega Cal, Mineral Essence, and Omega Blue. Let's see. Heartburn. According to the EOPR, lemon juice is one of the best remedies for heartburn. It says to mix half of a squeezed lemon and sip slowly as soon as you wake up. Mix it with water, of course. I know that one lady I know had such terrific heartburn that she had to sleep sitting up like at a 45-degree angle, and she started using a couple of drops of peppermint just in her mouth. She put it in there, and she did this a couple of times a day, and within a week she didn't have any more issues. She was on several different kinds of antacid medications, proton pump inhibitors, things like that, and was still having to choke down tons of Rolaids. And after she started using the peppermint, she has not had to use any of that since, and that's been years ago. So very inexpensive. It's like $21.50, I think, for a 15-milliliter bottle of peppermint, and it has like 300 and something drops in it. So just figure that 4 drops a day for that. That'll last a while. Let's see. Singles recommended are spearmint, ginger, lemon, cypress, cypress, tarragon, fennel, and then the blends are Digize, which Mountain Man can tell you is a very incredible blend. Juba Cleanse, There's a heartburn recipe in the book, and it's 2 drops of basil, 1 drop of Idaho tansy, 8 drops of sage, and 3 drops of sandalwood. And you just take that capsule or rub over your sternum area. Supplements are ICP, Comfortone, Polyzyme, or Detoxazyme. Now, not a fun issue to talk about, but we're getting into cold and flu season. I'll go into this more next week because I'm going to start dealing with seasonal issues that are going to be coming up. So ways to prevent, ways to treat, things like that. But whether you have diarrhea or constipation going on, there are 2 things. There's one supplement that can help you with either. If you think about your stomach and there being a clock on your stomach, if you have diarrhea, the natural flow is going clockwise. So you want to back that up by putting Digest on your stomach and rolling counterclockwise on your stomach or whoever's stomach you're rubbing it on. If somebody's constipated and you're trying to get that flowing, you want to rub clockwise. And this works even for little babies. Just put a couple of drops in your hand, about 3 drops of Digest in your hand, along with about a half teaspoon of your olive or coconut oil or whatever oil that you like to use, and blend that in your hand, and then just rub that clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on what's going on with the baby, on their stomachs. They don't recommend using essential oils on babies younger than 6 weeks old. But once they're 6 weeks old, you don't want anything that's strong, like right up on their chest, because it can take their breath away. But you can use it like on their abdomen or on their back, and make sure, of course, that it's not like super hot oils like oregano or something like that. You can use oils on the bottom of babies' feet. You can use them on their abdomen, over their back, like say they're having respiratory issues, you can use it that way. So there's lots of things that you can do. But yes, if they have diarrhea, you want to go counterclockwise to stop that flow. And if you want to unplug somebody, then you go clockwise because you're trying to encourage the flow to go the natural direction and come out. And I will tell you that this works. I have a friend who had a little baby. He was about 4 months old, and he was constantly constipated, and she called me desperate. She was scared to use essential oils on her baby. He was constipated for 3 days and just screaming and hurting and crying, and I said, I'll be right there. So I went up to her house. It's my friend Ashley. I went up to her house, took my Digest with me, got that on that baby's tummy, and it says to just massage for about 4 minutes, and went home, and within the hour he had 3 bowel movements and finally got his system unplugged. So it does work. Go ahead, Mouse.
Okay, Karina said she's been taking 1 teaspoon of moringa, Moringa, in the morning in apple juice, and has been getting back their mobility.
Awesome. Yes. I saw that on another chat. I actually just got moringa. I don't know where I was looking for it. It's sitting in here somewhere. But anyways, yes, I have moringa. It didn't really seem to help me as much, but a lot of people, especially if it's dealing with inflammatory issues, RA, things like that, it's been very beneficial for them. So yes. And it doesn't really have a super strong taste, so you could blend it with your tea if you're a tea drinker, or take it in a capsule. So yeah, it is very wonderful stuff. Very wonderful stuff. Hey, Stan.
And Mountain Man says Digest works so well that he can eat fried foods again thanks to Oily and her knowledge.
I'm so happy for him. He makes me so happy. I'm so happy. Okay, some other things to help. Oh, was there something else, Mouse?
One other thing. When I was little, now my mother didn't put an oil on, but it was the same thing, rubbing your stomach.
Right.
And I remember being in college and call her and say, I've been rubbing my stomach, but I feel terrible. And she said, which way are you rubbing?
So see, she knew.
Yeah, but no oil involved. But isn't that something? So it just reminded me of that when you brought it up.
Well, you have electricity pulsing through your body. And so that connection helps to like bring some life, I think, back to that area. I mean, this is just my logic with it. But then those oils also then help even further. So just think about that. It's amazing how God made us.
Yes.
Just love it. Okay, so some other things for diarrhea. The pocket reference recommends Digest is the best, like I said. The singles recommended are ginger, oregano, mountain savory, clove, lemon, peppermint, or nutmeg. The blends are Digest, Juvaflex, or Thieves. Also, if you have a stomach bug, the Thieves and the purification and Thieves, two of the best to rub topically over the stomach and help with that. And then the ginger for like the nausea is excellent also. So those are some things you can do. And that Digest is, like Mountain Man uses that Digest directly under his tongue for his pancreatitis, and you can use it directly under your tongue for nausea as well. But if you're already real nauseated, the taste may not help with that. So at first, but so you can also just do it topically and do it over the upper stomach and the sternum, and that should help alleviate a lot of it. There's a recipe for diarrhea. It's 4 drops lemon, 3 drops mountain savory, and 2 drops wintergreen. So, and then the supplements are Life 5, which is a probiotic, Comfort Tone, which is just right. Comfort Tone. It's got moringa powder on it, actually, because I spilled a little bit. And then Detoxazyme, Life 5, and then there were, oh, sorry, went down the wrong line. Life 5, Comfort Tone, Essential Zyme, Detoxazyme, Mega Cow, Super Cow, and Inner Defense. So those are all good ones. And I know I'm listing these really fast. You can go back and replay it and pause and write these down so that it'll be easier for you later if it's something that you're interested in having in a little notebook or something. For constipation, increasing, of course, your intake of fiber. Digest rubbed clockwise on the abdomen for 2 or 3 minutes, diluted with some olive or coconut oil. It also recommends ginger, fennel, tarragon, anise seed oil, peppermint blends, and peppermint, sorry. And the blends are Digest, Juva Cleanse. Supplements are Digest and Cleanse, ICP, Comfort Tone, Detoxazyme, Life 5. And then there are several other supplements that Life 5 would be one of my personal favorites for either of those, because it really is a good balancing probiotic for your gut. So it's got good bacteria in there to help balance out that the gut, and so it should work more effectively whether you've got issues either way. Okay, and that's it on the diarrhea and constipation. Any questions on that before I get going to like female issues real quick?
Well, that sounds a little more uplifting than diarrhea, constipation, upset stomach. Okay. And Mountain Man said his mother told him about her mother gave her coal oil or turpentine with sugar back in the day, and it was given by mouth. And we talked about castor oil, which my great aunt made us do, and had an outhouse every summer. It worked. But it was yours sounds a lot more pleasant.
It's a lot more gentle, and it doesn't make your butt crack so raw.
Oh, it's terrible. And hidden humidity.
Yay! Yay! I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick little deal on female issues, because there are a lot of women that have a lot of female issues, but these also have properties that help with just regular, like some of the ones I'm talking about have analgesic and antispasmodic, properties, so it can benefit for anything. Okay, so Okay, for menstrual cramps, the pocket reference gives some excellent recommendations. Singles are valerian and lavender, which are both very calming and relaxing, not only the mind, but also the muscles as well. Valerian is great. It's what Valium came from. So it has like a tranquilizing kind of a property, but it doesn't make you out of it, but it can help you relax enough to get to sleep if you have a hard time sleeping as well. I don't like the smell of it. It's but that's how it is. Hey, Timberline, good to see you. So anyway, so clary sage, basil, rosemary, sage, Roman chamomile, cypress, tarragon, and vetiver. Vetiver stinks. It smells like stinky feet to me. But vetiver is awesome. If you're going to use it, I suggest if you're going to put it on your feet, put it on your feet, and then put on socks very, very quickly while holding your breath, and then quickly waft the air away. Or you can take it in a capsule and you don't have to worry about it. Blends are Dragon Thyme, which has clary sage in it, fennel, lavender, marjoram, yarrow, and jasmine. Clary sage contains natural phytoestrogens. It has a mellow, warm herbal scent that is uplifting and relaxing, making it a perfect choice for supporting a normal, healthy attitude during PMS. It's also supportive for menopausal women. Hello. Or women to say that have had hysterectomies like myself. Phytoestrogens can benefit those suffering with hot flashes, whether in perimenopause, which is a premenopause, menopause, or postmenopause, whether naturally occurring or through hysterectomy. It's very important to note that the gut flora must be in balance for the phytoestrogens to properly be absorbed into the body. So that's where that Life 5 or another probiotic that's very good will come in handy for you. Fennel, also a natural source of estrogens. Lavender, we discussed, is very calming and relaxing oil. It can benefit those suffering from spasms as well, so that's another great one for like those muscle cramps and like those Charlie horses. If you have them frequently, what you could do, since lavender is very calming, you could just take some in a capsule in the evening and then rub a couple of drops on your hands. It doesn't even have to be diluted. Lavender is very, very mild oil, and just rub directly over your calves. Marjoram, M-A-R-J-O-R-A-M, is an analgesic. It's an antispasmodic. It's a nervine, which means it's calming to the nerves. It's a nervine digestive. It's a diuretic. Doesn't mean it's going to give you diarrhea. It means it's going to help pull some of that water off of your body. If you have water, like a lot of women do during PMS, they tend to hold more water, and it'll help kind of get rid of that water. It's an expectorant, which is awesome, like for upcoming issues as far as seasonal issues go. It's a fungicidal, so it's very great for like athlete's foot and things like that. And if you have fungus in your gut or fungus in your airway, things like that, it's great. It can be a laxative. It's a nervine. It's a sedative. So great for somebody that is needing a little bit of a calming, like during that time of the month, or just somebody in general who's a little more high strung. It's a vasodilator, which means it opens it kind of causes the veins to open up a little better for you. So if you have issues with like migraines or things like that because of constricting veins, it can help open that up, and much more. Yarrow may help with inflammation. Jasmine is an emmenagogue, which can help make periods less painful and help to regulate periods. So that is a great benefit to some people. Another blend recommended is Endoflex. It contains spearmint. It has a hormone-like activity. It supports the nervous and glandular system. Spearmint is an antispasmodic and anti-inflammatory. Then there's myrtle. Myrtle helps normalize hormonal imbalances of the thyroid and ovaries. Nutmeg supports the adrenal gland for increased energy. It is stimulating and energizing. German chamomile is highly anti-inflammatory. Geranium assists in balancing hormones. It is an antispasmodic, a relaxant, and anti-inflammatory. Sage strengthens the vital centers. The Lakota Indians used sage for purification, healing, and to dispel negative emotions. Supplements suggested are PD 8020. Endogize, deep relief, relieve it, pan away. Ningxia Red, which is a drink. And Young Living has some creams that may help with hormone issues, such as Prenolone Plus Body Cream. You can just rub that on the soft part of the internal part of the arms or the inner thighs or the lower abdomen. And then there's also a Progessence Plus Serum. And those are also recommended. And that's all we're going to go into on the female issues. Is there any questions or comments so far?
It caught me unaware. Sorry. Okay, me and Stan have been talking about having fun with phlegm. So you don't want to read the comments while you're trying to do this, because my response was, when you look at something and go, oh my God, what color is that? And then he said, you know, the stage of your infection is determined by the color. So, oh my God, this is just brain damage.
We'll be doing that next week.
Yes.
We were talking about seasonal illnesses.
Yeah, yeah, I brought it up because I was like, she's trying not to say snot or mucus, but she's talking about snot, right? Because and then, of course, we all have it. And then that's what brought up, is anything better than fun with phlegm? We need to name a chat that. Tonight, we're going to talk about having fun with phlegm. Only Stan, or Fuzz, or JW.
Maybe that's what I need to coin my next week's chat.
Right. Oh, Lord. And then we're talking about old-timey things, and Karina said she gives, you know, chewing tobacco to her goats and it gets rid of their worms. And Stump just got back and he's reading some of the comments of Mountain Man, because he talked about the black walnut tree and squeezing something. We're just terrible things. We took his kids castor oil and we had an outhouse. Oh my God. So we were just going back, and, you know, he made a good point. You know, those old timers were the original gangsters. Okay. It's why, like Fuzz said, few of us ever said we were sick. There's some kind of oil coming out, right? And it was, we were going to be busy for 3 days, you know?
Yeah,
oh God.
They don't understand. Like they're like, oh good, I'm sick, I don't have to go to school, or I don't have to this or that. No, they you know, they take a little grape flavored medicine or something like that, or like around here we get essential oils. That's not tough at all, man. Right. You have to choke down that castor oil or that turpentine.
Yeah, or swallow a big chew of tobacco. Oh God, it'll fix you right up, youngin. Oh Lord. So we just went off the rails in the side chat. I think Wheatree is left, or she's covering her eyes with a bandana, one of the two. I think she had to abandon us.
Wheatree just said chase tree is also very beneficial for women. Awesome. Good to know. Okay. I'm going to finish up. I've got a couple of other topics, and then so I think we're on time. We're doing good. Yoo-hoo-hoo. All right. Sciatic pain, aka sciatica, is a very common and very painful condition where the sciatic nerve is either pinched, damaged, or there's pressure on it due to a misalignment of the spine or inflammation. Of course, if there is a misalignment, a visit to the chiropractor is in order. Massage may be helpful, as well as stretching. Acupuncture may be a benefit as well. I have this issue from time to time and find that usually just applying wintergreen diluted with some olive or coconut oil helps. I apply to the lower spine, to my butt cheek on the side that's affected, and on the back of my knee, just below the back of my knee on the soft part. That is a trigger point, and you want to put your oils there as well. And massaging that area can also release that so that it won't hurt so bad. But Copaiba is great to take internally or to put over topically for the inflammation. So that may bring some relief if it's inflammatory related. I would take the morphine pain balm, which has 5 drops of Copaiba, frankincense, and Idaho balsam fir. It doesn't give you side effects like morphine does, but it is great for a lot of different kinds of pain. So that is a good one for you to write down. 5 drops Copaiba, Copaiba, frankincense, and Idaho balsam fir. If you don't have Idaho balsam fir, Idaho blue spruce is also very great. I would also put some peppermint in there because peppermint, remember, makes all of the oils more effective. I'd put wintergreen, deep relief, or like this Cool Azul pain cream over those areas that I mentioned before, like with the wintergreen. And I would do this every 20 to 30 minutes. You know an oil's going to work for you within 30 minutes for sure, because it's in every cell of your body within 26 minutes if you take it or put it on topically. Sorry. So within 26 minutes, no matter how you use an essential oil, it should be in every cell. So if you're not getting relief 25 minutes or so, then, or maybe if it's just not up to what you would like, reapply, retake, whatever. It's not going to hurt you to do that. And do that until the pain has subsided. Great, interesting fact for those that haven't seen my chat before or have forgotten, but praying while you're applying the oils increases their frequency. The higher the frequency, the more beneficial it will be for you. Moving on down the body, we covered joint pain in a previous chat, so I won't go over that again. But the last thing I want to cover is foot pain. Plantar fasciitis is a very painful condition. Also, heel spurs, this is going to apply to those as well, this treatment. Often, the plantar fasciitis is due to poor support and or inflammation of the foot. Putting the slightest pressure on the affected foot can be very excruciating. Several have had great success using RC, just the letters RC, which is a blend, or Valor, which is a blend, and frankincense and wintergreen. I would personally make a blend of these using 10 drops each of each one of them, RC, Valor, frankincense, and wintergreen, and of course adding a couple of drops of peppermint in there because it makes the oils more effective. And then I would fill the rest of my capsule with olive oil, and I put it in a capsule and take it, or put it in a roll-on bottle and roll it on morning and night. And anytime I could in between. So I know that that's kind of a pain, but you can order roll-on bottles and you can just make your own blends and roll them on. Same way with like the spasms in the calves and things like that, the Charlie horses. You know, you can make yourself a blend with some lavender, some frankincense, some things that are calming and help with those spasms. If I'm able to financially do this, then I would start with frankincense and wintergreen. And frankincense is expensive, but or I would start actually probably for the plantar fasciitis, yes, I would start with frankincense and wintergreen and put the frankincense on neat, meaning don't dilute it with any oils, and just a few drops because it's very expensive. And then wintergreen, you can dilute it a bit if it tends to have a burning sensation because it's a hot oil. Heel spurs, like I said, are very painful, but I would use the same protocol as for the plantar fasciitis. Any questions or anything so far?
No, we were just talking about doing stretches and things and trying to
Yes.
keep JW out of trouble.
Yes. And I will tell you, if I wake up with a Charlie horse, I learned real quick, I don't try to rub it out. I stand up immediately and put pressure on that leg or whatever where that Charlie horse is, because that gets rid of it quicker than anything else. Just make sure you hold on to something when you do so you don't fall. But that's one of the best things. And then let me see here. We've got about 5 minutes left, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. In the meantime, next week we will be covering like fall and winter type illnesses when you're cooped up in the house more. You tend to get flu bug and things like that. So there's some things that you can do to help build your system up. There's some to try to help prevent that. Also, like diffusing certain oils or oil blends and things like that to kill the germs that's in the air so that you don't get stuff that other people are dragging in, things that you can put on your body topically or take internally to help boost your system as well.
I call that heater air oily. When you're running your central air, you have a wood stove going, and all of a sudden, like 4 days into it, you start getting that terrible dry sinus, and the postnasal drip. And I like what you suggested, having a diffuser going. We used to just put, remember, a pot of water on a wood stove or something. Because it's like, there's no fresh air. You're not going in and out as much to let the fresh air in, and because it's
and
so
it
darn
replenishes
cold.
that moisture in the air, so it helps your nose flush out those bacteria better.
Yes.
And stuff. So yeah, when it's dry and your nose that dries out your sinuses, then that's a perfect background for that bacteria just to grow in there, because it's like, when you have drainage, it's flushing that stuff out. But when you don't have drainage, because it's dried out, then you don't want too much junk up in there, and you don't want want it just right.
Yeah, my nephew used to have, when he was little, he had a lot of allergies. And I mean, I'm 59, so he was born when I was 14, so he's older. Before, everybody was allergic to peanuts and everything else. And he used to have to go get his sinuses cleared out, where at that time they put you under because it was so painful. And then as he got older as an adult, just on one side, he would build up like a little bitty cannonball on one side of his sinus, and he could feel it and everything backing up. And when you get that is the most painful sinus infection.
Oh, and one of the best things is just a saline rinse for your sinuses too. It just helps flush out the gunk that's in there. It helps thin it out. A good thing to do on something like that is taking the lemon essential oil in a capsule. It'll help. It's very anti-mucotic, so it'll thin that mucus out, and then you drink plenty of fluids to flush that stuff out, whether it's in your chest, it's in your sinuses. And then you also want to be sure and work on something to help with inflammation. So, things like wintergreen or copaiba are awesome to help with that inflammation that might be in there or in your airway or in your sinuses. So these are all things that we're going to talk about next week, and I think it'll be very, 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 very beneficial for everybody. But yeah, that sinus rinse is one of the best ways to take care of it.
Yep. And thankfully now, they can stick a camera up your nose, and Stan nailed it for me. It's called the sinus stone.
Then I had a chiropractor one time. I had sinus. It felt like my sinuses were just full, and I was having chronic sinus infections. And a chiropractor, certain ones can also inflate a balloon up in your sinuses, and it'll open that up. If it's inflamed, it'll open that up, and then when they pull it out, it'll help release some of that junk that's built up in there. But there are things that oils that we can rub over our sinuses that are gentle enough we can put kind of near our eyes. Those are all things that'll be very beneficial. But, I'm not just about oils. I'm about anything that works. A good sinus massage is also very good, helping the massage to kind of work that stuff out. Anywhere it's tender, hurts like the dickens, but that's really awesome as well. So.
JW, just said, tune in next week where Oily will demonstrate her neti pot on Fun with Flim. Mm-hmm. I cannot drive the neti pot. I about drowned. I tried it like 3 times. I can't drive it. Like, I don't know. I got a big. It doesn't work for me. Can you neti pot?
Yeah,
Where you
I can
pour it
neti
in
pot.
your nose? I can't neti pot.
Yeah, just people, if you're using a neti pot, please be sure to rinse it with boiling water afterwards so that it kills any bacteria that might have flushed back into the neti pot, okay? Because people were getting, like, infections in their brain because getting all this bacteria. They were using their neti pot, but they wasn't cleaning their neti pot out, and, like, some people died from this. So make sure that you keep your neti pot clean if you're going to use a neti pot, okay?
Ew, it's like neti pot backwash. That is so gross. Okay, I'm not even trying the neti pot because that's what God didn't want me to do it. So yes, he's like, okay. Well, I had clear sinuses, but died of a brain amoeba. This is like something from Monsters Inside.
Exactly. And Stan is right as well. A steam bath would help a lot. Also, just like putting on your diffuser with some of those anti-inflammatory and antibacterial oils and then putting a towel over your head, that's also very awesome. Well, guys, we are out of time, but I thank you so much for coming by. I really enjoy you guys made my night, being able to see a bunch of people I hadn't got to see in a while. I love you all, and of course, if you ever need prayer, let me know, either on here in the live chat or private message me, and I'll be happy to pray for you. Check out my blog, Oily's Humble Home, at oilyshumblehome.com if you want to. I need to update it because I haven't done it in a few days. But thank you guys again for coming. Like, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed because it's been unsubscribing a bunch of people. So love y'all. Thanks for coming. Good night and God bless. Bye.